Hello there. Okay, let's assume that somebody that you know came to you, or somebody that you do not know came to you and asked you to give him a certain amount of money to take care of an ailment. The first question that will come to your mind is how, who recommended these drugs, or who recommended this medical procedure for you? If the person tells you that nobody, that is by self medication, you'll be reluctant in offering help to that person. But it will be a different case if you ask the person and he shows you a medical report or certificate to show that the sickness was actually diagnosed by a medical doctor and this is the medical procedure for it and this is the amount. You will not be reluctant to offer help because it's coming from a right source and a reliable source and a professional source. So this brings me to the topic I have for you today: the need for evaluation certificates or evaluation reports in asset declaration. Join me. All right, let's go. Okay, for Nigeria, the Code of Conduct Bureau (CCB), as we all know, is the body charged with the responsibility of issuing public officials the asset declaration form and making sure that they stick to the guideline. As you can see from this video, the reason for introducing asset declaration to our public official is to further ensure transparency, reduce conflicts of interest, and to a great extent reduce the possibility of abusing the public office. All right. So by allowing public officials to value their assets without involving a professional value is already a loophole. And we have already created a loophole which is capable of defeating the need for an asset declaration form and enhancing the very corrupt practices we intend to curb. All right. Going further in the discussion, the current declaration form issued by CCB gives our public office holders the responsibility of listing their assets, including that of their spouses and children under the age of 18, and giving it a value. The question now is, does anyone know how they arrived at the value they give to the property? Are all the parameters involved in valuing a property duly considered before the value is fixed? And most importantly, who is the professional fixing these values? All right. As you can see from this video, there are two bodies that are responsibility for ascribing value, just like the doctors prescribe medicine and diagnose patients. The professional body responsible for ascribing values, there are two: the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, and the regulatory body, which is the Estate Surveyors and Valuers Registration Board of Nigeria. Okay, so the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers and the Estate Surveyors and Valuers Registration Board of Nigeria and its members are the only professionals vested with the power of evaluating properties and placing value on them after a careful consideration of virtually all the variables that determine the market value of such assets. Okay, aside from the number of years they have spent learning the curves and mastering the rules of property valuation and its and all the academic rigors and the wealth of experience they've gathered over the years, they also know, because of their day-to-day activities, they also know, they have the skill, they have the experience, they have the knowledge of the ever-changing dynamic real estate market. Okay, they have the knowledge of the market. Okay, this is why it is necessary for the government to also reconsider their position and ensure that there is a valid or a certificate or a report, because that report will contain all these questions that the CCB is looking for to show transparency and to reduce corruption. Okay, now what are the recommendations? Since we found ourselves in this position, what are we recommending? Well, the way forward is to make sure and make it binding on all public officials to submit the asset declaration form with a valuation certificate or report from an estate surveyor or a valuing firm that is duly registered by NAIVS or SVABON. And okay, with an attached valuation certificate or report, we can be assured that the evaluation procedures are not circumvented and all the variables such as the dates of the valuation, the basis of the valuation, the location of the valuation, and the depreciation rate or appreciation rate are duly considered before assets value is placed on any assets, because these are the things that a valuer will consider first before giving a value to a property, before ascribing his opinion or value on any property. So it is necessary to engage them in this process of asset declaration, both from the declarant and also from the regulatory body, which is the CCB. Okay, secondly, the CCB should also consult qualified licensed valuers, just as I briefly mentioned earlier, to verify the values placed on declared by the public officials. They should collaborate with the regulatory body like the SVABON and NAIVS to make available register or list of register valuers for the declarants to choose from while carrying out this assignment. So you will not make it mandatory. So you just give them a list of all the registered valuers who are qualified and who have requisite knowledge and experience, say from 10 years upwards, and also engage them to perform this exercise. Also, the valuers engaged should always remind the public officer who is assigned to them for the purpose of updates on existing or new assets as provided by the law. The law provides that whenever a public of 4 years or at the end of one's tenure in office. I hope I made some sense. See you on the next one. Bye.